Welcome to Hope Through Hard Stuff, a podcast from Winning at Home. Please welcome your host, speaker, and award-winning author, Steve Norman.
I'm honored to have as our guest today, Dr. Emilie DeYoung. Emilie, you've been a recurring guest on the show. It's always good to have you back.
Thanks.
We've got a special project that we want to introduce to people today.
Yes, thanks, Steve. I love being here, and you have the best podcast on the planet. So thanks for inviting me.
So tell me about this kind of journey that you have been on with this kind of book that has been coming for a long time and is finally coming to press and is going to be available to people soon.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity to share about it. It really has been several years' work in progress. And as a counselor, I guess I never really envisioned myself as an author. And yet, over the past several years, I've met with kids and over the years have come up with this strategy that I love to use with kids who are just struggling with different emotions, especially anxiety. And the strategy is called peanut butter pie. And a couple of years ago, I was meeting with Dan Seaborn, the founder of our organization, and he said to me, Emilie, why don't you turn that into a book? That seems like it's material that would provide really nice nuggets for parents to teach in their home environments, and it doesn't really have to be exclusive to counseling. And so I started just really pondering that and praying through that. And one evening, the Lord actually just gave me some words to share, and that became this whimsical, fun, illustrated book called Peanut Butter Pie Calms the Worry Wave.
Emilie, before we dig into the story about the book and how it's recently come to be, break the model down for people. What is the Peanut Butter Pie acronym mean, and how is it helpful for kids who are struggling with anxiety?
Great. Well, thanks, because Steve came from my passion for peanut butter pie. Peanut butter pie is truly my favorite dessert on the planet. And as a part of the book, we include a recipe that I have that is my favorite recipe from the peanut butter pie that my mom and grandma used to make. So knowing that about me, peanut butter pie then represents a P, B, and P. And these are different strategies that we use that encompass mind, body, and spirit that really are a holistic way to attack anxiety. So what does that mean?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. So the peanut, or the first P, would be to pause. And that's really focused on your mind and thinking about your mind a little bit like a TV screen, knowing that there are lots and lots of different channels that we can choose. And when our mind gets stuck on what we would call the worry channel, or lots and lots of different what ifs that are crossing our brains, then we have the ability to take our remote control and change the channel and go from a place of worry and lots of distress to a place where we can choose to have peace in our minds and focus on things that are positive. So that's the P, the first P. The B in peanut butter pie stands for breathe. And this really is a strategy that really surrounds being attentive to what your body needs when you're feeling distress and building that self-awareness around the calm that comes through deep breathing. And it seems like a strategy you say, Emilie, I breathe all the time. This is not new information. But when we're really intentional about slowing that breathing and taking time to, it's amazing what that does to our emotions and to our spirit when we really focus on breathing and taking it slow. And then the final P, peanut butter pie, stands for pray. And our spirituality is such an important component of who we are as people. And so it's important to acknowledge that that's an integral part of healing. It's an integral part of being able to manage our anxiety, is to turn our worries into prayers. And so the last P is just to pray. And honestly, when kids are anxious, it helps for a caregiver or a parent to be praying for them, because sometimes they may lose words and they may not have the words to say. But when we, in a calm way, can bring that to Jesus and pray over our kids, they then adopt some of those words, and then they can build their own prayers around it.
That's great. Emilie, it's been so much fun to see this project kind of unfold from beginning to end. What has been the most fun part about it for you?
That's a great question. I think seeing some of the illustrations come to life has been part of it. And a shout out to Joel Skuntanis, who illustrated the book for us, because it is delightful. And so even though the concepts, I think, have been around for a long time for me, seeing some of the illustrations come to life and what he's done in a really whimsical and really fun way to illustrate the book has been delightful for me to see that come to life.
Is there anything like again, I know this is an audio podcast, but are there any particular images or themes in the book that resonate with you? Or maybe you could give people just a thumbnail sketch of the character and kind of the story arc so they know what to expect.
Sure. The story is about a little girl who is wrestling with lots of different what-if questions in her brain. And then she remembers what Graham has taught her about peanut butter pie. So there are some beautiful illustrations in the book, and about midway through the book, there's a picture of this young girl holding a remote control, and she is turning off this gigantic shark who appears on the opposite page. And it's fun to see her take control of some of those worries and to be the boss of some of her worries. And then there are other illustrations that just encourage just calm and breathing and relaxation. But my favorite illustration is near the back, where the character is sitting with her Graham and they are praying together. And that's the one that I chose to be on my wall in my office. So come and visit me and you can see the picture.
That's awesome. Emilie, what's your prayer for the book? What are you hoping that when it gets into the hands of parents, educators, grandparents, church ministry leaders, what's your hope? What's your dream about how God might use it to encourage and equip not just children, but families?
Yes. So God has just given me a passion for attending to mental health, and especially the mental health of kids. And my prayer truly is that kids who are experiencing emotional distress, especially anxiety, will have a chance to sit down with this book and consider how they might incorporate mind and body and spiritual strategies to overcome that anxiety and become everything that God has created them to be.
It's amazing. So one of the things that we love about this is that this is self-published by Winning at Home. So if you want to buy a copy, you can go to our website, winningathome.com, and go to our resources page, and that will allow you to order a book. Or we're going to have physical copies at both of our offices. And so if you want to come to our Holland location or our Zeeland location, and you can come into our waiting room, and any one of our amazing administrative staff can give you more details about how to pick up a copy.
Right. You will not want to miss it. It's a fantastic resource. And my hope is that as you read the book, that you'll share it with others.
We really do think that it is a great conversation starter. And I think that what I love about the book is it's like unapologetically Christian, but it's not like overbearing. It's not like page one is just like, this is who Jesus is and you better follow him or you're going to be in really big trouble.
Right.
It's warm, it's inviting, it's gentle. I find the images and the text both engaging and soothing, if that's fair. And what I love is it says it's a great way to start a spiritual conversation with any child of any faith background or no faith background who's struggling with anxiety.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot of people have different thoughts about their spiritual journeys, but one thing that a lot of people can agree on is kids who are struggling with anxiety need resources to find a way forward.
Absolutely.
And we believe that this resource is as good, if not better, than anything else that's out there that help kids have a really important conversation.
Thank you. I'm excited to see what happens.
Again, the book is Peanut Butter Pie Calms the Worry Wave, and it is written by our very own Dr. Emilie DeYoung, and Joel Skuntanis is the illustrator, and can't wait for you to pick up a copy. We know it's going to be encouragement to you and people that you share it with. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Hope Through the Hard Stuff. If you liked what you heard, please remember to subscribe to it, rate and review it, and then share it with others. Winning at Home offers hope through counseling and coaching, motivational speaking, community events, and other media resources. If you believe in what we do and want to support us in our mission, consider making a donation at winningathome.com.